Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, Avengers No Surrender, issue number 10. Yeah, I know. You all knows that I didn't even have it in my This Week in Comics previews, because duh. Comic book stores, when they get a whole bunch of a whole bunch of variant covers, the last things they put up are the variant covers in general, because they have to make a display for it, usually with the other comic books. So since it was the last thing that was there and I had to hurry up to get back home to La Familia, yeah, I completely bypassed it, and I got to start bringing a list. That's what I need to do. Take responsibility for yourself. I messed up. Anyway, thank God for Comixology, right? I don't know what cavemen did back in the day when they would go to Bedrock Central Comics and Collectibles to get their stone tablet and Flint comic books, and then come home with like, oh no, I forgot one. They don't have the internet. They didn't have the internet to get their comic books on. So Comixology, mwah, thank you very much. That being said, I've got to buy this comic book twice now. Yes, I will be buying the physical comic also because I kind of want it in my collection. Was I a huge fan of this issue? No, I was not. That being said, since there were baseball references in here, just because you lose the game doesn't mean you didn't have some great plays and made it a really memorable game regardless. A hard fought game, even if you lose, is still a really great game. And while you might be disappointed at the end, it's still got great rewatchability. So there's that. There's the things that you'll still talk about, and there are plenty of things in this series I will talk about. The problem is that it did kind of end off. Anyway, the people who made this book still, this issue were still the people who made the title itself, all 10 issues, and they did a fantastic job. And, praise belongs where praise is due. So, writers Mark Waid, Jim Zub, Al Ewing. Artist, Sean Isaacs. Color artists, Marcio Menez with Eric Arcianega. Letters, VC's Joe Sabino. Cover, Yasmin Putri. Do not squelch on her Uncanny X-Men issue number 16 variant cover. I think that's cover C. Does my Native American roots proud to see Danny Moonstar drawn so damn beautifully. Holy crap. Yasmin Putri deserves a round of applause for that. And also the variant cover for this book is Matteo Scalera and Rain Barretto. Carlos Lau did the graphic design, and the Nix Family designs by Joshua James Shaw. And of course, Jack freaking Kirby and Stan freaking Lee created the freaking Avengers. So the way that this book works is that the only way to defeat Nix, apparently, is to allow her to get to full power, which means that everything they did up to now was essentially useless. Let's just I get it. It's a lot more nuanced than that. Yet, let's just break this down to its bare bricks and bones. Okay, the bare bricks and mortar. You just simply had to let her get to her full power, go into the door, and then basically use your imagination in order to win. I think that could have been executed better. It is what it is. It is what it is. No matter which way you try and shake it, that could have been executed a whole lot better. Let's take this a step further. As much as I loved, and the freaking hero in this comic book has got to go to Sean Isaacs. Holy crap, this guy knocked it out of the park. I have said multiple times, and here it comes again, as somebody who used to be pretty good at drawing and now sucks because he hasn't practiced in forever, I can tell you that yes, being a good artist is half natural born skill, because you have the ability to visualize images in your head. A lot of people can't do. Some people are good. They're numerophiles. They're able to see numbers in their head. Thus, they're pretty good with math. Still got to practice that, but you're much better. You're out of the gates. You're better at math than most people. Some people are better artists out of the gates. That being said, no matter what you're good out of the box at, you still have to practice your ass off to be good at it, to be great at it. So there's natural ability, and then there's practice, and he has a lot of both. It's evident, all right? There's no arguing that. That being said, it's one thing to be a really good artist and have your own ideas and have your own design and things like that, your own style. It's another thing to be able to look at another artist and that artist's work and be able to replicate that artist. Copy it, wholesale? No. Tracing? No. That's not what I'm talking about. What Isaacs does here is he sees the way that other people have drawn, in this case mostly Jack Kirby, and replicates it really well. Really damn well. And being able to imitate another artist, that you admire or otherwise, is that just brings you to that next tier of being a great artist. So freaking hats, if I were wearing a hat, if I was wearing a hat, yeah, I know English. That was really impressive. So I loved his art in this. When we actually broke into the House of Ideas, that was amazing. Yeah, so the ending of this book, I'm not getting into the epilogues yet, all right? There's a difference between an ending and an epilogue, and there are multiple epilogues, which I love about these Avengers No something books. No Surrender, No Road Home. I don't know what the next one is. No Way Out, whatever. No Retreat, No Surrender. I would love that one. I would love if they did that one. But all of these Avengers No books, I love that there's an ending and then there's multiple epilogues. I love that about this. It's very Lord of the Rings, Return of the King for me. You know, the book also, but also the movie, clearly. I didn't like the ending of this very much. More than that, I don't know who's responsible or if everybody's responsible, but whatever. You had a whole bunch of the original characters in there. Vision himself. He goes in there and he has all these, you know, he uses his imagination, which is great to see a synthezoid being able to do that. It's always great seeing the evolution of Vision. We see a lot of evolution of Hercules also. Do not forget to check out Sean Isaac's great concept designs, his visuals in the back of this book, man. Do not forget to do that because holy crap, they are awesome. But more than that, it's great to see, you know, Vision evolve as a human, though he's not actually human. When he had his idea of all of these, you know, his imagination was set loose, all these great heroes of the past. That's awesome. That's something that somebody with a perfect memory, an eidetic memory, a photographic memory would be able to do. Executing it in imaginative substance is something else, and it was great seeing that. You see all these old characters, and then you see, come on, I know her name. You know what? She's on my freaking desktop. Riri Williams. Thank you. I just had to get the visual really quick. You have Riri Williams there in her new Ironheart uniform, her armor, which is great. I know there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be like, SJW. Shut up. Go away. Bury your freaking head in the sand. But the fact that they put her in there shows that it wasn't just legacy, you know, or it wasn't just, you know, the original characters. They are going to show legacy characters also. Unfortunately, that's the only one I really noticed. I'm sure if I looked harder, maybe I'd see more. But one character I did look harder to find, and I did not see her, was Vision. So here's Vision seeing all these greats. And this is something that could, I guess, be rectified, I guess, by talking about it and having another good Vision story where he does sit down with his daughter and he maybe doesn't see her as a great hero yet. But he apparently doesn't see her as a great hero. He sees all the great heroes who came before him and during the time of him as great heroes. They come up the legacy. They have, you know, again, Isaac's doing these great replications of Vision as his forebearer, the original Human Torch. Seeing Captain America punching Nix like he's punching Adolf Hitler back in the day on that cover of Captain America Comics issue #1. You know, and you have, what do you call it? Ironheart in there also. You have all these great characters in there, but you don't have your own daughter. I'm sorry, was that the ball being dropped, or is that just me noticing a really, really great story that can take place in the future? Because holy crap, that would be cool. But for now, holy crap, that was really bad. Like, we're using baseball references, right? It's like dropping the ball. I remember being in gym class trying to catch a pop fly coming right at me. Actually, it wasn't a pop fly, it's just a fly ball coming right at me. And I reached up to grab the ball, and at the last moment realized, wait a second, I'm in a poor high school. They couldn't afford to give me a glove. So I'm trying to catch the ball like as if, I had my glove. I did not have a glove. It's just my bare hands. Ball went right through. I caught it right where it's supposed to grab it when you're wearing a glove. Went right through, hit me in my nose. Didn't break my nose, as you could tell. I still got a big old Italian schnoz. But, yeah, no. Like, that was dumb. That was last minute thinking that showed you didn't think quick enough. And in this particular case, it felt like a ball was dropped and just boom. Like, you know, your nose is red afterwards. You look funny now, all right? Vision should have seen his daughter in there fighting Nix also. And I feel that was a terrible, terrible, you know, oversight. Again, that being said, I feel that it could be easily rectified if he were to make an admission to Vision that this had happened. Then it's like all of a sudden, okay, awesome, addendum to the story and make it into a beautiful moment. You know what I'm saying? So just that, whatever. It is what it is. I'm dropping that. I'm leaving that as it is. Dropping that like they dropped it. The epilogues in this. The only epilogue I thought that was really great was Conan's. That was awesome. I'm not going to tell you about it because no, go and buy the freaking book. I know I'm sitting here saying this wasn't great, but again, the story itself was great. The No Road Home was amazing. So definitely pick up all 10 of these issues. Get the trade paperback, whatever you got to get so you can read this. This was really good. But the Conan epilogue was the only one that really made me go, oh, even the Hercules one. I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. I guess this kind of looks like Walt Simonson doing Hercules, but just not as much detail in it. And yes, I mean more of the DC version of Hercules. But yeah, I feel like this ending could have been better. I don't know the details of it. Again, I'm just a guy who reads comic books and talks on YouTube like anybody can, and it shows that anybody can. But what do you call it? So I don't know the behind the scenes or anything like that, and I don't usually ask questions of the writers or the artists. I try to avoid doing that. I don't want to be a pain in the ass. But I don't know why it ended quite this way, but it felt like it wasn't much of an ending. It felt like it was a pause button, and that's not cool. For something as epic as this storyline was, I don't think that was great. This really did feel like a self-contained event that could have been bigger, and they just chose to self-contain it. Got to see more with what's going on with Bashir, Blue Marvel, right? Yeah, Blue Marvel. I'm having brain farts right now because my mind is just racing of all the possibilities they could have done with this. I'm really hoping to see more of that. Not particularly happy with the way that, I guess I should have seen it coming. I could have seen it coming. I chose not to see it coming. Not overly infatuated with the way that they did Monica Rambeau. I felt that she could have had a solo story based on what she's seen or what she, her development in this mini event, this self-contained event. Now it just kind of got resolved and it was kind of weak. It's something that I didn't see until she explained it. If a character's got to explain what happened, it means that there was a bad word to use, I guess, but it's a failure on the part of everybody involved, every person involved. If, the end happens and then somebody's got to come up and explain what happened as opposed to you seeing what's happening while it's happening. It's not a holy crap, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. If that happens while the adrenaline is racing, like while the fighting is happening, and you realize what's happening, it's like, oh my God, that you're really getting someone invested in the story. But if afterwards it's like, okay, so what just happened out there was, it's like, people make jokes about mansplaining. This was, I guess, Captain Marvel explaining, Marvel splaining, even though she's not called anymore. What, Spectrum splaining? That was another lost opportunity there, in my opinion. I'd have rather that been explored better in a solo series that she'd have done. Whatever, is what it is. I guess Marvel's putting out too many comics right now to begin with. Anyway, yeah, this book could have been, this ending could have been better. The ending would have made the epilogues better. You know what I'm saying? It would have made them more believable, in my opinion. But yeah, just man. How do you drop that Vision thing and the Vision thing? That was really disappointing. Still, pretty good comic book. Great series. Great title all in all. Guys, please don't forget to continue donating to the Bloor Children's Hospital. The hair's already gone. Well, you're seeing it, but it's basically already gone. It's going to Cancer Kids Society, helping local Canadian businesses. But even if you're in America or wherever, please help. I got people from Australia donating, from Europe donating, and yes, people from America donating also. Please continue helping out. It's cancer, all right? It's universal. So, and it's trying to help kids. So please help out. And yeah, I'll try and put a link below. All right, guys. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.